It's time to do some cutting in my back 2 beds of my kitchen garden. What do you do when your brassicas or your cool season plants are starting to bolt? That's what we'll talk about in this video. So I've had loads of brassicas growing in this kitchen garden for the last 2 or so months, and I've harvested a ton of greens out of here. Lots and lots of arugula and brassica salads that are so delicious. But the temperatures have risen and we've had very little rain here in this area over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And so all these plants have bolted and gone to seed. Bolting simply means that the plant is coming to the end of its life cycle and it wants to produce seed so that it can keep its species going. In fact, each and every one of these plants will produce hundreds, if not thousands of seeds that would produce more plants just like itself. It's a pretty amazing thing. So when your plants start to bolt, there are a few things you can do depending on your needs, your space, and the time you have left in your kitchen garden for the season. The first thing you can do is simply just let them go to seed. I've done this over the last month and I love the results. I love the wildness that it brings to my garden. I love the flowers, and I also love the fact that this feeds some of the great pollinators of the garden. Bees feast on these flowers as well as other beneficial insects. So that's one thing you can do, and you can literally let it finish up completely. Let these leaves die off below the flowers, let these flowers dry out, and let the flowers actually dry and turn to seed. So there's so many benefits to just letting them stay and spend the rest of their time in the garden throughout the rest of the season. It's going to take another probably 30 to 45 days for that whole process to happen, for these flowers to dry up and to form seeds that then dry up and are harvestable. It will take probably almost the rest duration of the summer for these plants to finish up their full life cycle. So that's one option, is to just let them be. The second option is to cut them off as soon as they start to bolt. So I've done that when it's time for me to add something new to the garden. As soon as a plant starts to show the littlest sign of bolting, I just come in and cut it from the base, take it out of the garden, and get ready to add the next thing in. So that's the second option, which is to cut it early and cut it really as soon as you start to see the sign of bolting. The third option is to do a little bit of both, and that's what I've done this season in the garden. So I've let this obviously go pretty far towards seed. I've let this plant here get, 4 feet tall and full of flowers. Now it hasn't formed any seeds yet, but it's just getting to the point where it might be ready to do so. But for me, I have limited space in my kitchen garden. I've only got 90 total square feet, and I really want to make the most of the upcoming season. We're about to hit the hottest part of summer, and I know I have 60, probably 90 to 100 more days of growing right here in this bed. And while I love the idea of getting my own seeds from these plants, I honestly have tons of seeds inside. So I'm not wanting for extra seed, and I really am wanting for the space. So what that means for me is I'm gonna come in here and I am actually gonna cut right below the surface if I can. I might need my hori for this. I'm gonna cut right below the surface of these huge plants, and I'm gonna take them out and compost them now. So it is sad to see this removed from the garden, but it's also a promise of new space for the next set of plants that I wanna grow. Which are a bunch of bush beans. It's a great follow-up to having brassicas in the garden. So that's my method. I let them flower as long as I possibly can, leave them in this garden. They're also a great companion to when you're growing things like tomatoes and other flowering and fruiting plants, because these flowers, like I said, bring pollinators right at about the same time as these flowering plants, these fruiting plants need pollination. So they really play well together. So I've left this as long as I possibly can, but now that the temps are really warm and I know I want to grow something else in this space, I'm gonna pull them out. So those are the 3 options. Let them bolt all the way and grow your own seed, pull them out right away, or a combination of the 2. Let them bolt and go to flower as long as they can, And then as soon as you need more space or need the area for something else, some other function in the garden, go ahead and pull them, compost them, and move on to the next thing in your garden. That's what I'm doing, and I can't wait to see what's going to grow here in this space next. If you got any questions about your bolting brassicas and want to know how to, what to do with them in your own kitchen garden, you can ask questions below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the Gardenary channel. When you do, send us an email to hello@gardenary.com. We have a free gardening resource gift to give you just for being part of the Gardenary community. Thanks so much for listening and watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.